buddies were never said that they were armed or shot, even though they actually had. Not only did he say that they were armed, he said that they shot. But the jury didn't get to hear that because all the cops lied and Joe lied, and my attorney made a mistakes and not calling the best witnesses because the judge limited my witnesses. Why would he do that? By his limiting my witnesses, in effect excluding my witnesses, which led for my attorney not to call the witnesses. But I mean, the attorney could have called the best witnesses, which he didn't. But either way, like, why are you limiting my witnesses anyways on the pivotal issue? I mean, are we not here to establish the truth? You think that we want to hear from people that were present. There's another part too. Like, they try to say that gangs weren't an issue in the case, but they were. They try to limit the scope of my defense to the narrative that Joe had spun for them. Joe was saying that that they were there because I had beat his sister and they were wanting to talk to me. Pretty much that the other people that were there with him didn't have nothing to do with it. But the fact is that those other people that were there with him not only had something to do with it, they were armed and they were tripping because I had shot their homie prior to this. So maybe Joe was there for specifically that with his sister, but there was a collateral issue with these two guys, Critty or Criminal, whatever his nickname was, and then Little Cricket. So So how they presented the case is one way. How I wanted to present the case was another way. And I mean, if we're presumed innocent unless proven guilty, they say until. I hate that. We're going to say unless proven guilty. Unless proven guilty, then how am I presumed innocent? I can't establish my innocence, or like I can't refute everything you have to say with what I have to say, with what I have to show. Just because the judge says it's not important. How does he know that? Was he there? You know what I mean? Isn't that within the jury's, province? I think so. They should establish what's the truth and what's not. The Supreme Court has said that, but for some reason, because they expect people will never make their violations of your rights public, then they just violate all your rights. And that's it. But we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna change that, hopefully. As you can see, I read a lot. That's nothing. I got a bazillion other things, and some of it I'm being very redundant, but I guess it's just like me trying to. It's so complex trying to tie everything together. Not because it's like a story or whatever. It's more because the courts need it to be a certain way. Like, this has to fit this requisite in order to grant you an appeal. Like, it's not just, you can't just say the story. You have to hit certain points. It's weird. And so they made me rely on Facebook posts where Joe had said some bullshit. I don't even remember those freaking Facebook posts. You know, my sister and Joe had brought it up. I didn't even bring that up. You know, like, so they made me kind of like rely on that to establish like why I knew they were there. I didn't know they were there for that. I didn't know Isaac was his alleged brother because he wasn't, and I didn't know that Critty was their cousin because they didn't say that. You know, so I just know that those fools were fucking gang members, and that was it. And they were strapped up, and they fucking shot. You know. But they made me rely on that in order to like make me look bad, saying that I hit women and that he's there protecting his family, but also to keep me from presenting the stuff about the gangs. And then because then they're saying, oh, it's cumulative evidence. You already presented the fact as to why they were there and why they were tripping and why you were armed. But that's not the case. Maybe that could have been a part of why, but it definitely wasn't why. So yeah. Hopefully I even got that on camera because I couldn't even see. I should have turned it around. Long story short, I hope this fucking gets somewhere. Real about that time. 11 years.